Welcome to Cascadia Coast News. It is December 13th. Okay, so we got another bill coming out of Washington State. Now, this bill that I'm going to be talking about is House Bill 1902. And if you're not aware of this, there was another bill that is going into effect on the 1st of January. But for some reason, every single gun store that I have seen, or any place selling firearms, has already pushed and moved over to the Washington State Patrol background. That's the new bill. I can't remember right off the top of my head what the bill was exactly, but yeah, they're already using the State Patrol's background check system. And this background check system, the Washington State Patrol background check system, is really no different than the NICS. I mean, they run a NICS background check, but it's an enhanced background check. So they go all the way back into your past. If you had any mental health issues when you were a teenager, or maybe in your childhood, they'll go back that far, and they'll deny you your Second Amendment right. But, that's what the state of Washington does, especially under Jay Inslee and Bob Ferguson as the Attorney General. Anyways, I'm a little bit heated about this because last year they passed the assault weapons ban of Washington State, which, I know people who weren't even aware that this even passed, right? I'm not going to name any names, but I know quite a few people who, they're like, well, when did that pass? Well, if you're paying attention, you would know when that passed. But anyways, I'm getting off on a tangent. But let's go check out this House Bill 1902. They just can never, ever get enough infringing on your rights, and specifically the Second Amendment, which, we're going to go read the Second Amendment really quick because these people obviously don't know what it means. So I know they watch these videos for a fact. That's why I'm going to do this. I know you all are aware of it. Well, you should be. Okay. Second Amendment, right to bear arms. A well-regulated militia. What does that mean? In good working condition, or as in the same order as anything that the state would make, or federal government. In other words, we are supposed to have the same kind of weaponry. But that's a topic for another day. Being necessary to the security of a free state. The security of a free state against both enemies, foreign and domestic. What does domestic mean? That means within. Yeah, we already know that y'all are after the Second Amendment. That's very clear. Because the Bruen, post-Bruen decision, y'all ain't even supposed to be doing this kind of thing, but you keep it up. Which means that you use the Constitution as a piece of toilet paper. That's the supreme law of the land, not your laws, rules, and regulations. Anyways, the right of the people. It doesn't say the right of the government. It says the people. To keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Which part of this don't you get? Alright, but since y'all are too damn ignorant to get what infringed means, we'll look up the definition. Infringe, infringing, transitive verb. To encroach upon in a way that violates law or the rights of another. Right. Not privilege. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed under U.S. Constitution amendments. The Second Amendment, to be exact. And it's the only amendment that says shall not be infringed. Yeah, I probably should look up in roaches because they probably don't even know what that means. Anyways, House Bill 1902. Let's see which class acts thought this one up. Okay, so this was sponsored by Barry, Wallen, Reed, Nance, Farvier, or Farivar, or however the heck you say it, Doglio, Alvarado, Peterson, Pollitt, or Pollitt, however you say it, Durers, Davis, Hackney, Sin, Stonier. Yeah, you probably were Stonier when you made this amendment. Or I'm not sure that you're the one who's trying to amend the current law to have this garbage put into place. But you could very well be. Fitzgibbon, Street, Cowan, Reeves, Simmons, Taylor, Mina, Goodman, Thigh, and Ryu. Anyways, if you live in the state of Washington, or if you just would like to support the citizens in the state of Washington, you could always just give these people a call. It's not very hard to find out their number. Okay. An act relating to enhancing requirements for the purchase transfer of firearms by requiring a permit to purchase firearms. A permit? You know what a permit is, right? Anybody who knows these little schemes that they got going on knows that a permit is permission. You don't need permission for a right, because a right is a right. It's not a permission. We are not Canada. We are not Australia. We are not New Zealand. We have a U.S. Constitution that guarantees our rights. These rights were granted by God Almighty, not the government. Specifying standards for firearms safety training programs and specifying circumstances where a firearm transfer may be delayed. And who decides that it's going to be delayed? Some person who hates its citizens. Yeah. You know, I've really thought hard on this, and I came to the conclusion that if you are working for this state, like if you're a law enforcement officer and you're working for this state still, you're just as much to blame as these people. You took an oath to the Constitution of the United States. At least I think that that's what goes on, right? But obviously you didn't take it seriously. You know what an oath is? That's your word, man. It's your word. And your word is your bond. Even God said that. And if you're not keeping to your word, then I'm going to keep that one to myself. Amending RCW 9-41-9090. And I'm not going to go read all these damn frickin' revised codes or anything. I'm not even going to frickin'... They're right here. Reenacting and amending RCW 99-41-047 and then 7-105-310 and 10-99-040. Adding new sections to Chapter 9 41 RCW, adding a new section to Chapter 43-43 RCW, and providing an effective date, being enacted by the legislature of the state of Washington. Oh, them good people in the legislature. Oh, yeah, so good, man. Section 1. RCW 9-41-090 and 2023 C161 S1 are each amended to read as follows. 1. In addition to the other requirements of this chapter, no dealer may deliver a firearm to the purchaser thereof until A, the purchaser, and then they, remove this section and they're adding a new one. B, the dealer is notified by the Washington State Patrol Firearms Background Check Program that the purchaser is eligible to possess a firearm under state and federal law. Infringed their infringed means infringed, dude. There's no way about it, man. And then they already limit people from being able to have a firearm in the first place. And C, the requirements and time periods in RCW 9-41-092 have been satisfied. 2, in determining whether the purchaser is eligible to possess a firearm, and who is the one who, eligible? Really? The Washington State Patrol Firearms Background Check Program shall check with the National Instant Criminal Background Check System. You guys are just something else. Provided for by the Brady Handgun Violence Prevention Act. That's an infringement of the Second Amendment, as is any other law that they put in place. The Washington State Patrol Electronic Database, the Healthcare Authority Electronic Database, the Administrative Office of the Courts, links Northwest and with other agencies or resources as appropriate to determine whether the applicant is ineligible under RCW 9-41040 to possess a firearm. 3. Section A. In any case where the applicant has an outstanding warrant for his or her arrest from any court of competent jurisdiction for a felony or misdemeanor. That means even if you have a felony or a felony, that's a different video right there. Because I personally think that word felon is a broad term and should be revised. That's all I'm going to say right now. The Washington State Patrol Firearms Background Check Program shall advise the dealer that the delivery of the firearm is delayed. The Washington State Patrol Firearms Background Check Program shall confirm the existence of outstanding warrants after notification of the application to purchase a firearm is received. Upon confirming that the warrant is valid, the Washington State Patrol Firearms Background Check Program will advise the dealer that transfer of the firearm is denied. B. In any case where the Washington State Patrol Firearms Background Check Program has reasonable grounds based on the following circumstances. I. Open criminal charges. So if you have any criminal charges pending, that doesn't matter if it's a misdemeanor or not. You'll be delayed or denied. You're right. Your Second Amendment right. 2. Pending criminal proceedings. 3. Pending commitment proceedings. Or 4. An arrest for an offense making a person ineligible under RCW 9-41-040 to possess a firearm. If the records of disposition have not yet been reported or entered sufficiently to determine eligibility to purchase a firearm, and again, who determines the eligibility? We already know that this current administration here in Washington is just hell-bent on making law-abiding citizens felons. Because their whole goal, their whole agenda, or agendae behind these laws is to disarm the American citizens. And why is that? Well, I'll point you to a couple different channels here on YouTube. You can go look up China Uncensored and America Uncovered. Or you can go look up any of the... I'd stick with the ones who actually care about you, though. Because I know there's a lot of YouTubers out there that are just out for money. Now, I'm not going to name any names because that's not right. But just be aware of who you're Patreoning with. But I'm not going to read this whole thing. You guys can go back and read it. I mean, it's 72 pages. So, 72 pages. Why the heck should it be 72 pages? Anyways, if you want me to read it, I can make another video reading all 72 pages, but it's probably going to take me like 45 minutes. But, so, my question for you, YouTubers out there. Should the Second Amendment be considered a privilege or a right? Does the Constitution actually matter nowadays? Leave me a comment in the comment section. And if you like this content, you like and subscribe. It helps me to keep making more content. Even though, I don't get any money off this. I don't want money. I don't need money. Y'all have a nice day.